Good evening, all. Here myself, Dishita Sethia, on behalf of 55th year of Matushri Manibai Devji Shivji Kanya Kelemdi Fund under Shri KVO Sanakwasi Jain Majan, welcome Mr. Deveng Gala. He is a mechanical engineer with a strong passion for technology, hails from village Karnagram. He is a founder of Pigeon Innovative Solutions, recognized as India's leading drone service provider, and Fix My Drone, the country's first ever drone repair company. His innovative drone service have garnered the trust and partnership of prestigious clients including Indian Railways, Mumbai, Metro Maharail, NTCP, Reliance, McFerry, Seruka Roads, and various defense organizations. So big round of applause for Mr. Deveng Gala. So I request Meenal ma'am to felicitate him. So I request you to proceed further.
Hello. Hi. First of all, thank you so much to KVO Stanakwasi Jain Majan Sangh and Shri Matushri Manibai Shivji Devji Kanya Kelvani Fund for allowing me to introduce ourselves and whatever we are doing in the industry. So just sorry for the delay of the session. We'll just start sweet. Like here, I'll be speaking about the applications of the drones. So we are a service provider. We at Pigeon Innovative are a service provider, like providing services to multiple sectors using drones. So like how many of you have seen drones? Can you raise your hands? Okay, all of them. So wonderful. So what are the specific applications you have seen? Like in which applications you have seen your drones, seen the drones flying? Like can you, weddings, agriculture, festivals. Okay, wonderful. Any other unique applications you have heard of? Airports, okay. Okay, parade. So it all comes under the entertainment category then, correct? Defense, wonderful. All right, so we'll just start. So some of the applications are very prominent and well-known applications. We will discuss here some of the applications which are not known, but they are still valid applications. So we'll keep an interactive session only. If you have any questions, you can just raise. But the time is short, so we'll just wind it up quickly, the questions. So we'll just proceed with the next slide. Like I'll just speak about the drone categories. Like there are major three types of drone categories, like either they are quadcopters, hexacopters, and octocopters, like which have multiple wings. Then there are fixed wings, which has wings, like it is similar to an aircraft. The third one is a hybrid drone, which will be taking off like a quadcopter and flying like a airplane. So this is the third and most used category nowadays. So people want long endurance and long range. So and with a less battery, less battery plus higher flight time. So this is the perfect category. Like it will take off at a low space and fly like a plane. So I'll just yeah. So we'll just shortly talk about some parts of the drones. So like there are motors, there are electronic speed controllers. Like it is a similar concept to automobile where we have 4 tires. Here we have 4 motors, like or 6 motors depending on the type of a craft. Then we have autopilot, then there is a transmission, how we communicate with the drone. So this is just basic. I'm not going into very detail about this. I'll just skip it and proceed with the application side. So what we do, we as a company at Pigeon Innovative are a service provider for 3 basic categories. First is the monitoring and inspection. So we started with wind turbine inspections. I'll go through the details of applications. The second is a drone survey and mapping application. And third is the creative applications, where either it comes under the entertainment category, real estate category, or multiple major applications, which you will see in the next slides. So we'll just go into the inspection. Like, we use drones in oil and gas field. So I'll just play a video in the next slide, where you can see that the drones are used to measure the thickness. For example, oil and gas mein, how many of you have seen oil tanks, silver color ke oil tanks dekhe honge, like in the segments. So whenever we are passing through a HPCL or petrol pump से pass होते हो तो अपन देखते हैं. So here it is like कि उसका thickness है ना, एक maintain करना पड़ता है. Every year they have to maintain the thickness. Now अगर thickness maintain करना है तो it will be like either a person needs to manually go and measure that thickness. Either एक gauge रहता है, ultrasonic tester, जो एक metal object को लगाएंगे तो it will reflect the readings, and once that readings are reflected, it will give a reading in a format. I'm sorry, just you will understand better in a video. So ultrasonic thickness basically वही चीज़ों पे होता है जहाँ पर मेटल ऑब्जेक्ट्स रहेगा. लाइक कोई शीट मेटल है, या आप एकदम रॉ एग्जांपल बोलूँ तो अपना कबर्ट है, कबर्ट का थिकनेस मेजर करना है. सो अल्ट्रासोनिक टेस्टर रहता है जिससे आप मेजर कर सकते हो उसका थिकनेस. सिमिलर कबर्ट का जो थिकनेस है वॉल का, वही आप एप्लीकेशन इमेजिन कीजिए कि इन द फील्ड ऑफ ऑयल टैंक्स, तो उसका थिकनेस मेजर होता है. एंड सेम प्रेशर, वो जो वेसल्स रहते हैं या टैंक्स रहते हैं वो प्रेशराइज रहते हैं. तो अगर उसमें कुछ भी डैमेज होता है या कुछ भी फॉल्स रहेगा तो इट कैन बर्स्ट. So to prevent that, government has produced, the oil and gas industry has given some regulations कि हमको ये thickness maintain करना है. तो उसका yearly audits होता है. So audits के time पे they do it either by creating a scaffolding यहाँ पर, or like they will climb and measure thickness manually, or they will do it in the form like rope access से अगर वो लोग नीचे उतर के करेंगे. So here what we do is we use drones to measure these thickness. Okay. I'm sorry, we can just go proceed with the next slides. So here in the next slide, we do with respect to the stockpile volume calculations. So stockpile volume calculations अगर आप देखेंगे तो कोई पावर प्लांट देखा है जो थर्मल पावर प्लांट हो, जिसमें कोल रहता है. कोल से like you guys are comfortable with Hindi, right? So जिसमें कोल रहता है एंड कोल का स्टॉक मेंटेन करना पड़ता है उनको. एवरी मंथ वी डू ऑडिट्स फॉर देम. ऑडिट्स मतलब कि हम लोग उनका वॉल्यूम कितना है, वी गिव देम द रिपोर्ट. ड्रोन फ्लाई होता है, ड्रोन इमेज कलेक्ट करता है. सो वी आर यूजिंग ड्रोन टू कलेक्ट द इमेज, वी प्रोसेस इन अ सॉफ्टवेयर एंड वी गिव द रिपोर्ट्स. सो दैट इज हाउ वी डू. सो ये एप्लीकेशन आप इमेजिन करो कहाँ कहाँ अप्लाई हो सकता है. जहाँ पर ऐसा पाइल है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सॉल्ट पैन्स देखा होगा. सो सॉल्ट पैन्स भी ऐसे ही रहते, तो उसके वॉल्यूम आप मैथमेटिकली कैलकुलेट करोगे तो इट इज़ लाइक ट्राइंगल का फॉर्मूला है, एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द लेंथ ऑफ द ट्राइंगल, तो एक वॉल्यूम बन सकता है. तो वॉल्यूम इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक किसी भी क्यूब का वॉल्यूम रहेगा, ट्राइंगल या पिरामिड का वॉल्यूम. सेम हम लोग ड्रोन से ऐसे कर पाते हैं, लाइक वी आर यूजिंग दैट ड्रोन एज अ टूल टू कलेक्ट द इमेजेस. Those images are stitched together and that process is called photogrammetry. This is very detailed. If I want to explain it in very simple terms, we have two eyes, okay, but the image is one. Whatever we are able to see is one. So in the back end, something is being processed to merge these two images into one. So same way, drone collects images from multiple angles. This entire data is stitched into one image. And that one 3D model is able to visualize. We will be able to visualize the entire site in 3D. And similarly, that entire site will be able to have the elevations like X, Y, and Z, like dimensions. जैसे हमने we have a dimension like X axis, Y axis पे dimensions रहता है. So similarly, we have the dimension, and the entire form is in 3D. So we can measure the volume using that. Just, yeah, coming back to this video. Yeah, so you must have visited my stall, you'll see this video. But here I'll explain again. That was the ultrasonic thickness testing. So this was the rope access, this was the scaffolding, and the other one was the crane. So this is how the drone will measure the thickness. There is an ultrasonic tester here where you will be measuring, there is a sensor which will be taking the reading, and that reading will be fetched. You will see in the next where it is sensing on the detecting the metal and taking the reading. So here on the left bottom, you will see the reading being taken. And that will be the captured reading, whatever the highest reading it is coming, it will give you the thickness. So similarly, that entire process will be done. Next was a 3D stockpile. So this is how the stockpile looks like. So these are the stockpiles. It will be taking the levels and creating in 3D. Like in this, you see the colors, right? These colors are nothing but the elevations. Like it is in 3D, so green color will be the highest. And similarly here, it is a 3D site model. So since the data is in 3D, I can measure any dimension. So that is the major application which we are doing. So we are doing it for National Thermal Power Corporation for monthly audit for all their plants in India. So yeah, so this is this as I was talking about. Similarly, these applications, as I was speaking, can be applied to multiple things. Salt pan is there. We are also operating this for dump sites. How much dump is there in a particular dump site? Wherever these kind of a volume are to be taken, we do that using drones. Like manual operations may take for a power plant or a stockpile, it will take approximately 3 to 4 days. But we do that job in 3 to 4 hours. So that is how faster and more accurate the data is. See, this is the 3D model which is there for the power plant. So you can see that it is entire in 3D. Since it is in 3D, we get all the dimensions. So I'll just proceed with the PPT. Yeah, so next was the inspections of infrastructure. Like for example, you have seen chimneys. So those chimneys are running for long hours without any stoppage or without any pause. Or so like there is the maintenance scheduled at a 1 month interval. So while during the maintenance also the people will have to climb. There is a human risk involved to working at heights. So what we do is we collect these drones images and prepare a report, a defect report, if we observe any defects in this. And then we provide it to the client. And once we provide the report, they get a predictive and maintenance activity, or they'll get a preliminary report before climbing or before sending anybody at that height. So they'll obviously know it at first, what are the defects. And then if the defects are major or minor, depending on that, they can carry out the activity. So this works as a preliminary report. Then the other application is the solar panel inspection applications, which we use drone. And on drone, there is a thermal camera mounted. Thermal camera will take the readings in terms of temperature. Wherever the temperature is high, in the center part, you will see the temperature is high. So the higher temperature means that the solar panel cell or the PV module is a faulty module. It is not generating enough electricity as required. So they'll have to either replace the module or repair the module. But for that, they need to know which module is that. So using drones, we can provide that, okay, these are the modules which are defective. So then there is an indoor structural inspection which is there. So these are different kind of drones which are like used for inspections. Previous slide. Yeah. So these are indoor drones which are used for indoor confined space, wherever it is not possible for a man to go, or it is not possible to even inspect. Like here you can see the man is, like it is possible to go, but here if you collect that data in 3D and visualize it for somebody who wants to have a emergency exit plans. For example, in right now you must have heard in Himachal Pradesh there was a tunnel which was breakdown. They didn't have an exit plan, but visualization using this data can be a useful solution. So drone can do that, collect that data and create a 3D model. Next was a wind turbine inspection where anything which is like at height where human access is denied or it is difficult, we use drones. So we collect these images, process it and give the defects. So this is one more application. Then this was an application where this data, drone images were used as a insurance proof or like proof of insurance claims. So some wind turbine was damaged, it was used as a data. So this is not only for wind turbines, it can be used for agriculture where the farmers are claiming, okay, there was a drought right now, I cannot produce it. So this images like these, maybe a top view of the farmland can give a proof, okay, there was a drought at that time in this land, and the image were like the farmland was barren that time, so insurance will give the claims. So one more was the road construction monitoring, and similar to that, we have other application. This is a corridor mapping, wherein you can see like this is a Mumbai Metro, which we recently did. So here it is a traditional, on the left hand side, you will see the traditional application where a traditional survey was being done. So after doing the drone survey, we got an image behind that. So these two surveys are merged, so it acts as a proof that there was something, there is something there, and it is also used for reconciliation or licensing purposes. These data will be used for licensing purposes. So similarly, 3D model. So like this is a 3D model for Bombay Central Railway Station. So we did a project where the entire bridge of Mumbai Central was to be reconstructed. It is in phase right now. It is called Belasys Bridge. So this is a 3D model generated using the data from drone. So similar application is 3D drone survey for slope stabilization works. So we have been actively working in the regions of Arunachal Pradesh, Bhutan, where there are the strata of the land is very brittle, and there is a mica based strata. So it is possible to develop landslides very frequently. But when the landslides occur, it is also important to develop some protection system for the landslide. But for that, they need to have what is the angle of the slope, what is the length of the slope, what is the height of the slope. So those all things will be captured in the 3D survey. Similarly, this is also one application where the entire land parcel of 250 square kilometers, like entire size of Mumbai city, was being captured and then provided in a form of a 3D mapping as well as the images. Next is a very common application which you all told, like into agricultural spraying. More application went through agriculture is one more thing, which is a precision agriculture. Now this is a very unique application which is started to happen right now, wherein we mount multispectral sensor. In the sense like it will be capture the images which are not visible to our eyes. Like we can only see RGB bands, we cannot see infrared bands, we cannot see red band specifically. So once you have that sensor on the drone, it will collect that data, we'll process it, and it will give you the results. Like in the center, you'll see the red ones are the, like this is the entire crop land. And on the red colors, you see that those are the infected areas. You can see that in the healthy leaf, the NIR reflection, like while photosynthesis of the plants, so the plant will emit more amount of IR bands lights. So while doing which is not visible to human eye, but the sensor will capture that, we can give the data, and this is now being used with various agricultural agencies where they are using this data to provide perfect, like what do you call, utilization of the land as well as perfect amount of fertilizers or the pesticides to be sprayed. So I'll just proceed next. Same drones in warehouse. So all the application you will see that I am just using drone as a tool to collect the data, to process that data. Like processing of the data is a separate thing, but collect the data is one part. So here you can see that drones are scanning the barcodes in warehouses. Huge warehouses are there. They'll just automate the process, and the process will be very simplified as in the no manual intervention. So next. Drones in deliveries, like one of the companies doing drones in deliveries where they supplied COVID vaccines at the time, where in the Northeast, where using road is a very lengthy task, and while just doing with drones, it is much simpler and faster. So this is one application. Similarly, they are also using to deliver supplies to the border areas where the militaries are stationed at some point and they'll want some supplies to be made. So they are using nowadays drones to make it work. Same drones are security surveillance as you might have seen already in the movies also, like same. So this is also a new application where human and animal conflicts are happening. Like you have seen elephants coming in Kerala regions, elephants coming into their vicinity or village vicinity, and how to track that. So drones, if made to survey this or surveillance. So while using thermal camera, you can see there are two elephants here, which is not possible to see in the entire forest if there is not if there is a high vegetation. So the movement is not visible. So here, if because of the temperature difference, the body temperature is higher than the environment temperature. So because of that, we can detect that there is some animal passing, and then we can use that as a data. Next. Yeah, so this is one more important application which is nowadays very common with respect to governments. Like you have seen Gateway of India, but what if an earthquake comes or what if something comes and destroys Gateway of India? So nobody has that Gateway of India picturization. Like there are photos, but actual representation, if I want to recreate it, I cannot unless I have the design, I have the entire plan of that architectural plan. So similar in this case, this is just Gateway of India, but Ajanta Ellora caves or maybe our Jain temples, multiple Jain temples are there, which we can create a 3D model of it and just preserve it. For example, if you want to just showcase it to our future kids also, but if we don't have that data, it is not possible. So right now, archaeological department is promoting to use this drone survey, and we did this for Konark Temple, Sun Temple in Konark. So one of the applications, and which is a widely used application right now. Similarly, opencast mines are there where we use drones. This is a similar application to survey. You might have seen the recent Ram, the Ram Utsav, which there was a drone light show being promoted. So one of the applications is that. So this will actually, the motto of this particular demonstration or a seminar was to integrate minute creative examples of using drones in various environments. Right now we just see that environment in the form of a videography or photography, weddings or agriculture. But these applications are endless. Like wherever we can use drones, it is possible to get the data. This is a very unique example. There are power lines. You must have seen power lines, right? High tension lines. What happens is normally there is a bird movement, bird migration which is happening. They will hit that power line, they'll die. So to prevent that, they have told us to install bird diverters. Bird diverters are nothing but some small reflectors which will reflect the light, and it will caution the bird that there is something over here, I should fly either higher or lower. So this will just prevent the accidents caused or the deaths of the birds. So this was a very unique example, which so this comes under the delivery part, like drone is taking something, picking up and delivering it, similar to exam. So I'll just say career option for the kids are drone piloting, data processing, whatever I have told right now. These are the opportunities are endless here. It can be manufacturing, inspection, drone technicians, or multiple drone usage, 3D modeling, using these drones for 3D modeling and processing those models. So that is one of them. Yeah. And the last one is the data privacy, where I am collecting this data, but what about the privacy of this data? Who is handling that data? How it is being handled? So a unique requirement is there in this, because right now, since the industry is very new, so government themselves have not created any norms, okay, how the data should be shared, how it should be maintained. So right now this is the requirement which is booming right now. So these are some of the clients. I'll just want any questions if you have. Like I'm hoping that you might have got to understand very new applications which you might not have thought about. Like just imagine a drone carrying something or drone taking photographs, the higher application than that. So any new application now you can think of, like, did your mind tinker that what are the unique other applications maybe you can share?
It's possible to operate drones with smartphones.
Yeah, it is possible to operate drones with smartphones. Yeah. So there are nowadays the drone technology has already evolved. It is still in the nascent stage. I would say it is not very easily accessible, but the technology is there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So there are commercial pilot license, which like it is called remote aircraft pilot license, which is available like from DGCA institutes. There are recognized institutes who provide that training, and it can be used as a license to fly the drone, and the license validity is for 10 years. So you can contact us, and we will connect you to the right institutes for taking that training. Yeah.
Are there any classes for joining to make you fly the drone easily?
Yeah, there is a class, I think the first stall, they are providing that training. The first stall in the stall section, the left hand side, they have that small toy drone categories where they provide you the kit, and that kit can be used to assemble the drone, and you can learn to fly that drone on that.
Story of maker.
Yeah, story of makers also do that.
There are some limitations. मतलब कौन से रेंज तक ड्रोन बाय कर सकते हैं नॉर्मल, because you are showing मतलब commercial or when we are going for the defense application, so it's not accessible to each and everyone.
Yeah, of course.
There are something like cricket, I want to blogging or something like that purpose.
We need license for any hobby,
Yeah.
hobby purpose also.
See, right now the license has just came out, so the industry is also very new. For example, जैसे आपने कार जब भी इंडिया में आया रहेगा तभी regulations नहीं रहेंगे. कोई भी कार ले रहा था, कोई भी कार use कर रहा था, so it was not available. So right now the industry is working on creating those norms, because before COVID, if I say, it was completely banned. Okay, but COVID gave this industry a platform to help the industry work without a man going to site. So that was where the drones picked up. So after that, the regulations came in 2021, and after that it is normal. Like we have digital sky portal where you can check about the green zones. There are specific designated green zones where you can fly the drone for any purpose without any hindrances.
Does it use underwater?
Underwater drones, it is not I cannot call it as drones, but it will be called as unmanned surface vehicles, or they will be operating on surface. Similar to a robot, it can be used underground also, but I'll not call it as a drone. It will be a vehicle which is flying, or it will not fly, it will be just working like a fish or starfish maybe.
Yeah. Which can be used for a shipping purpose or something.
Yeah. So underwater inspection in oil and gas is also a booming sector wherein there are underwater pipelines which needs to be inspected also. So that is there already.
What about the radioactive labs?
I didn't have that slide here, but we did one pilot project in Ankleshwar region where you will know that there is a lot of pollution. So to detect that pollution, we mounted a gas sensor on the drone. That sensor was going to a particular location and collecting the readings of the sensor. What are the various gases at that particular point? So we can detect that, yes. It is possible. So drone, you just imagine drone as a tool to collect the data. Whatever data you want, you can collect, provided you mount a respective sensor. Like in case of thermal, we are mounting thermal sensor. In case of gas detection, we are mounting the gas detection sensors. In case of agriculture, we were mounting a multispectral sensor. So that is how it works.
So that altogether comes in a different technology only, right?
Yeah, it is different technology. So here we stand out is that we are doing this since 2016. So we have touched multiple applications. We are also working with defense sectors now. So multiple application domains are there which we have touched points.
There's a limitation to the weight they can.
So as per the regulation, there are three categories. First one, four categories primarily. First one is a nano category, which the drone is weighing less than 250 grams. Then is a mini category where the drone is less than 1 kg. The second is a micro category, and the fourth one is a small category where the drones lift up to like 25 kg, and the large category is about 25 kg. So in the defense sectors, the drones are like 200 kgs also. The DRDO made Heron drone is there, which they are using for defense applications, where there is no pilot basically. The pilot is sitting in one cabin and the drone is going and doing the surveillance. Yes.
So currently buying professional drones like DJI is banned in India.
Correct.
What kind of drones we can buy if we want?
So currently, see, drones specifically they have banned is because they want to promote Make in India. Like they want to promote these kids to make drones and the companies to make regulated. So that's the reason they have banned the import of drones. But the import of parts is allowed. Anybody can import parts and like make a drone. So that is allowed as per the regulations currently. But as you mentioned that buying DJI drone is banned, that is correct. They just want to promote the Make in India concept here. So banning that import is the only option.
So any Indian brand?
So Indian brands are coming up right now. You must have seen on Shark Tank there was one brand FPV inside FPV. So they are also making these drones. But consider this industry as an evolving industry. It needs some time to be stabilized. Right now, it is very nation stage, so the technology might not be as good as the Chinese drone makers, but the technology is improving day by day. So we would also want to promote Make in India. So that is the reason we are supporting them.
What is the data collection accuracy percentage?
So data collection accuracy is far better. For example, I'll tell you in a coal stockpile. Can you play the video of coal stockpile? So in that video, you will see that the stockpile, if done a manual survey, जैसे tripod लेकर वो लोग survey करते हैं, same application for a tripod, they will take readings at say 20 meters के intervals पे readings लेंगे. Now here we don't have a 20-meter intervals like previous place. Back. Next. Yeah, this one. Next. Yeah, see. Okay, so now here you see that this. Just play. You will see that this entire stockpile, the entire details are very accurate and minute. Like you can see the readings of each and every curves. Wherein in terms of manual survey, it is just 20 meters per reading liya. Here we get in 1 square meter, there will be 40 to 50 points. Like itne se area mein there is 50 points. So the data accuracy collection point is very high. Wherein in case of normal traditional survey, 20 meter पे एक point है. So बीच में का जो readings है वो सीधा assumption पे एक straight line है. So that's where the data loss is. Here the data is improved.
The drones that are used in this entertainment, like weddings and all, that also will need permission.
Yeah. Every drone needs permission provided you are flying in a designated zones. If you are flying in a green zone, no permission is required. But if you are flying in red zone, definitely yes. Because red zones are designated because of some reason. Either it is a city premises, or there is a defense operations, or there is some government offices which they don't want to be because of the data privacy. So if you are flying in a green zone, yes, you don't require any permission to fly the drone.
क्या गवर्नमेंट का कोई ऐसा वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे पता चले व्हाट इज ग्रीन, कहाँ पे ग्रीन है?
Yes. So just go, you can Google it out, Digital Sky. Like, is there a Chrome? Digital Sky is a government website where you can just go and check out. Here, so I'll just mention Digital Sky portal, where you can just check interactive airspace maps. Okay, so those are the maps published by the government for knowing that whether it is a green zone, whether it is a red zone. If it is a red zone, because of what it is a red zone? Is it an airport nearby? So based on that, it will provide you the data. It's okay. Digital Sky Portal is the portal name. Yeah, the data will be keeping on updating. It is a live data.
So the drones which we get in like Hamleys or something, we cannot just buy and
You can fly it in green zones. Yeah, so provided it is a green zone, you can just show the regulations. But these drones which you get in Hamleys are below 250 grams, so you can fly it up to 15 meters without any problem. So even if you are stuck, somebody local authorities ask you cannot fly, so you just have to show that as per regulations we can fly it. So you'll just show them a copy or the Digital Sky Portal where you'll fly. There are nowadays companies which are coming up to provide these permissions. So since the industry is new, not many people know that, okay, I can fly, I cannot fly, what if I'm getting caught? So that is a particular question in everybody's mind right now, because in media it was very well introduced that drones are banned. So that was a PR which was done. So right now if I say that they are doing an anti-PR which they are promoting the usage of drones. So these applications which I just shared are live examples. We are already doing it. So since we are able to do it, doesn't mean that nobody else can do it. They can do it without any issues. So just require the right people and the right place. That's it.
One more question for the kids. So what course they should do? So by mechanical engineering, what they should go and do if they want to make a drone or something?
I'll just say a very lame answer. I've learned it from YouTube. So it is like, so myself, I'm a mechanical engineering background, so I had a very creative mind from the start. I used to just repair all the parts at home, whatever, like it was my hobby. So based on that, I started to know, okay, what is it, what I can do. So that is how I'm doing it, and like multiple applications, just you need to identify the problem. Like if you identify, okay, I want to solve this problem and how I can solve this problem, you will get the answer. Like you when you start thinking. So if I want to say just the students ko kaise aana hai, so students can come via robotics stream if they want to go into the manufacturing of the drones part. Robotics is there, mechatronics is there. So cost generally range on the depending on the application or the size of the drone. So personal usage, if I want a good quality one, it will be 60,000, 70,000, which will be used by YouTubers, bloggers. They are using nowadays. And if you want a toy category drone, that will be available on Amazon, Flipkart by 7,000-8,000 maybe. So those drones are not having any GPS, so it will not hold its position. Like how we have a GPS in mobile where you show its location, that drone will not have that. That's the only reason it is cheap.
How long is the pilot take?
The RPTO pilot training by DGCA takes, like it is a two ways of training. First is a simulation based training where they will train the pilots or the candidates on simulators. Like just like a gaming platform, there is a simulator where there is a joystick given in your hand and you will fly. And after that, there is a like 3-day technical training, which is a workshop based training. After that, there will be a practical training of 2 days, and there you will live fly the drone live. So that is how the training works, and after that you get a license from which is recognized from the DGCA. So in that training, that license is a validity for 10 years. So last question, if you want.
Can you explain something about nano drones?
Nano drones are a prominent good category. So like couple of weeks back, I was at NSG. And so NSG is the same organization which was there at Taj. Yeah, 2611 Taj. So during that time, they faced a problem that there was no exit path or there was no understanding, because NSG works with respect to hostages background, or they are the last resources. When the terrorist is inside a particular building, now they want to see that what it is there or who are there inside, whether there are hostages or no. So if there is a nano drone which can go inside first and see and give the feed, which will be a beneficial solution. So nano drones are increasing nowadays, like smaller category, the lighter the drone is, the smallest the drone is, it will make less noise and just bypass anybody and like a normal person can use it. Yeah, so we are done.
We are done with the questions and all now.
Yeah.
We have a session.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending. Yeah.
Hello. I Stuti Gala from Gaon Merao. Yeah, just a closure, just for 1 minute. I Stuti Gala from Gaon Merao would like to give thanks to Devang Gala sir. He has given a lot of insightful presentation with this. They have motivated a lot of people so to understand and go in this to application for their future and can take this as a new learning. And I think most of the people over here are motivated to learn very something new. Thank you so much, sir.